Breaking. NFA registration is officially over, but before you celebrate, there is a quiet warning that every gun owner must hear. Lawyers across the country are emphasizing 5 words that could save firearm owners from serious legal trouble. Know your registration status now. These words may sound simple, even obvious, but in the complex world of firearm law, overlooking them could result in fines, confiscation, or even prison time. Gun owners may think that the end of registration signals the end of their responsibilities, but the reality is far more complicated. The closure of registration doesn't mean that legal obligations disappear. Instead, it shifts the responsibility squarely onto the shoulders of each individual owner. Every firearm, every transaction, every piece of documentation matters now more than ever, and ignoring even the smallest detail can turn a routine oversight into a major legal issue. Celebrations among gun owners began as soon as news spread that the NFA registration period had closed. Social media exploded with posts claiming freedom from bureaucracy and assumptions that compliance was now a thing of the past. Yet lawyers are quietly advising caution. They explain that the end of registration is not equivalent to immunity. Federal, state, and local laws continue to apply, and compliance now requires diligence, record-keeping, and awareness of regulations that are constantly evolving. Lawyers stress that assuming your firearm is legal simply because registration has ended is a dangerous mistake. Every gun owner must act proactively to ensure their legal safety. This includes verifying previous registrations, securing all documentation, and understanding the ongoing legal landscape that governs firearm ownership. The first critical point that lawyers emphasize is verifying your registration status. While it may sound elementary, many owners never completed proper registration or assumed that previous filings carried over automatically. This assumption is risky. Federal authorities consider possession of an unregistered firearm a serious offense, regardless of intent. A simple failure to confirm your registration can result in criminal charges that are difficult to contest. Lawyers stress that knowing your registration status now is not just advice. It is a protective measure that ensures you can prove compliance if your ownership is ever questioned. This step is fundamental, and it should be the immediate priority for anyone who owns a firearm that may have fallen under the NFA's requirements. Secondly, legal experts emphasize that federal, state, and local laws remain active and enforceable. Even with the national registration over, firearm owners are still required to comply with strict rules about transport, storage, use, and reporting. Ignorance of these laws is never an acceptable defense, and many owners are caught off guard when local regulations differ from federal standards. Lawyers advise immediate action. Check every law that applies to your location. Understand how recent rulings may affect transfers or possession, and be aware of potential conflicts between overlapping jurisdictions. Staying informed isn't optional. It is a legal necessity. Complacency can lead to situations where an otherwise lawful firearm is considered illegal simply because a law was overlooked. Documentation is another area that cannot be neglected. Many gun owners assume that once registration ends, old records are no longer important. This is a critical misunderstanding. Lawyers insist that keeping detailed documentation, receipts, past registration forms, correspondence with authorities, and proof of lawful acquisition is essential. These records serve as your legal shield in case any question arises about the legality of your firearms. Proper documentation can prevent misunderstandings, protect against accusations of illegal possession, and ensure smooth compliance with any inspections or inquiries. Failure to maintain these records can lead to serious consequences, even if the owner believed they were fully compliant. A fourth warning revolves around firearm transfers. Many owners may believe that post-registration, transferring firearms to family, friends, or other parties is unrestricted. This assumption is dangerous. Federal and state laws regarding transfers remain enforceable, and any transaction that ignores these rules can result in felony charges. Lawyers emphasize that every transfer must comply with existing laws, and owners must actively verify that any sale, gift, or lending arrangement follows proper legal procedures. The end of registration does not give anyone the right to bypass these rules. Knowledge of transfer laws, careful documentation, and consultation with legal experts are now essential steps before engaging in any firearm transaction. Fifth, ongoing compliance is critical. Legal advisors stress that laws can change rapidly, and what is legal today may become illegal tomorrow. Gun owners must stay vigilant, subscribe to legal updates, and seek professional guidance whenever there is uncertainty. The post-registration era requires continuous awareness. Those 5 words, "Know your registration status now," serve as a daily reminder that responsible ownership is a continuous process. Complacency is the enemy, and the cost of ignoring even minor updates can be severe. Compliance is no longer a one-time task. It is an ongoing responsibility that must be approached with diligence and foresight. Lawyers also caution that celebratory attitudes can mask dangerous misunderstandings. Many gun owners feel liberated, assuming that rules no longer apply or that oversight will go unnoticed. The truth is far from that. Federal authorities continue to monitor compliance, and violations can carry substantial penalties. Lawyers are sending a clear message. The end of registration does not equal the end of responsibility. Owners must actively verify their firearms' legal status, ensure records are complete, and remain up to date with all applicable laws. Ignoring this advice can turn a moment of relief into a legal crisis. One area of particular concern is the inheritance and family transfer of firearms. Proper registration and documentation ensure that firearms can be legally inherited or passed down. Failure to maintain compliance now can create legal complications for future generations. Lawyers stress that responsible ownership isn't only about protecting yourself, it's also about ensuring that your firearms can legally and safely be transferred to your heirs. Those 5 words are repeated not just for emphasis, but as a principle for securing the long-term legality and safety of firearms within families. Online forums and social media discussions are another potential trap. While sharing experiences is common, any statements about firearms could be used against an owner in legal proceedings. Lawyers warn that boasting or even casually discussing firearm ownership online can lead to investigations or charges if laws are inadvertently violated. The end of NFA registration does not provide immunity from scrutiny, and discretion in public and online discussions is now a crucial part of responsible ownership. The post-registration era introduces complexities that require active management. Verification, documentation, lawful transfer, and ongoing compliance are not just recommendations. They are essential actions for survival in the legal landscape. Ignoring any of these responsibilities can have consequences that far outweigh the temporary satisfaction of celebrating the end of registration. Gun owners are urged to take immediate steps to confirm compliance, secure all documentation, and remain informed about evolving laws. Those 5 words, "Know your registration status now," encapsulate the entire strategy for responsible, legal, and safe firearm ownership. Beyond legal compliance, the end of registration also challenges owners to think about personal and community safety. Properly maintained records, verified registration, and knowledge of applicable laws contribute not only to legality, but also to accountability. Firearm ownership is a privilege, and like all privileges, it comes with responsibilities that cannot be ignored. Lawyers emphasize that vigilance today ensures peace of mind tomorrow, preventing accidental violations and reinforcing safe practices. The consequences of failing to act are severe. Federal fines, imprisonment, confiscation of firearms, and permanent loss of gun rights are all possible outcomes of neglecting post-registration responsibilities. Legal experts warn that no celebratory mood can justify complacency. Awareness, attention to detail, and proactive management of firearm compliance are the only safeguards available to gun owners in this new era. Every decision, every action, and every word matters. The legal landscape surrounding firearms continues to evolve, with court rulings, legislative changes, and enforcement priorities shifting constantly. Gun owners must treat the post-registration period as a critical phase requiring vigilance and discipline. Consulting attorneys, attending legal seminars, and subscribing to official updates are no longer optional. They are essential. Responsible owners will be the ones who successfully navigate this challenging environment, while those who ignore these warnings risk serious consequences. In conclusion, the end of NFA registration is a milestone, but it is only the beginning of a new phase of responsibility. Gun owners must internalize the 5 critical words that lawyers repeat with urgency. Know your registration status now. Verification, documentation, lawful transfers, ongoing compliance, and discretion in communication are the pillars of responsible firearm ownership in this post-registration era. Ignoring these responsibilities can transform a seemingly celebratory moment into a legal nightmare. Vigilance, awareness, and proactive action are the keys to ensuring that firearm ownership remains both legal and safe. Every gun owner now faces a choice: treat this period as a time to celebrate and relax, or recognize it as a moment to double down on responsibility. The consequences of complacency are too severe to ignore. The quiet warnings from legal professionals are clear, consistent, and urgent. Those 5 words are more than advice. They are a call to action, a legal mantra, and the foundation for protecting rights in the post-registration world. Know your registration status now is the guiding principle that can prevent fines, imprisonment, and permanent loss of gun rights, ensuring that the joy of ownership is never overshadowed by the pain of legal consequences.